Okay, Doctor, we'll see the questions.
Yeah. My name is Vaishak. My question is, does radiation exposure and the mobiles and laptop uses will reduce the fertility chances?
This is a very common concern that everybody has at this point of time, because we all use mobiles, all use laptops. One of the main important problems as far as a fertility perspective is that the mobiles and the laptops, especially if they have a Wi-Fi connectivity, they release high frequency electromagnetic waves, and those radiations have an effect on the male and the female fertility. Especially as far as male fertility goes, the radiations, they have something to do with the count of the individual. The semen count decreases, the motility decreases, even DNA fragmentation, a little bit of genetic component of the sperm gets altered, when they are exposed to this radiation. And also a little bit of impotency factor and a little bit of erectile dysfunction issues also settle in when exposed to these radiations. Another problem is that, like when we are using a laptop, there's a lot of heat being produced by the computer, with the laptop, and we are using it. That produces a little bit of heat, a considerable amount of heat on the scrotal region. In infertility, it is very important that the scrotal region should not be heated. I mean, the thing is that that has an adverse effect on the semen parameters. The concentration and the motility do get altered when increased temperature exposure is there. And many times when there is Wi-Fi connectivity also in the computers and in the laptops that we use, many studies and research has shown that even 7 to 15 times the radiation exposure is increased to the body. So these are the problems, like while mainly using a laptop or a phone which have a Wi-Fi connectivity, and radiation also has something to do with fertility issues.
Okay. Doctor, how about these MRIs and X-rays?
Definitely, when there is when a couple get exposed to radiation in the form of MRI or in the form of X-rays, especially they have a lot to do with especially more so with X-rays. When the ovaries are exposed to the X-rays, they have a mutagenic effect on the ovaries. The eggs, the quality decreases, the genetic component of the eggs gets altered, and even for the sperm, the DNA fragmentation increases and the motility decreases. So in these issues, definitely when as far as possible, a couple who is planning to get conceived should try to avoid radiation. If due to any unfortunate situation they have to get exposed, then they should be using their proper lead aprons and taking their proper necessary preventive steps in order to do so. Because this is a very fragile period, this is a very delicate period in the lifetime of a couple when they are trying for a pregnancy. So they need to be really very careful at this point of time.
Doctor, we have talked about MRI and X-rays. So definitely our audience will have a doubt about abdominal scan and all those things. So how about it?
If we go through the physiology or through the basic physics of the ultrasound scan, be it transabdominal or transvaginal ultrasound that mainly we use for our infertility purposes, ultrasound scans, they work by a principle of using piezoelectric crystals, and the radiation per se by using these ultrasound scans is not that high. In fact, there is no radiation while we are doing an ultrasound scan to the body of a female. This is a false misconception that most of the couples do have, but fortunately, ultrasound scan has nothing to do with much of radiation exposure. Yeah.